Molly, Molly, the candid camera is Luna. Well, you missed the action. Cows and pigs and chickens, you guys would have had fun. Barking at them and stuff. But I'll bury them for some reason. Uncle Tom had two sons at least. Steve, who I met, and Wayne, I met him. Wayne has passed away since from an accident. It's kind of a freak accident. He was walking around and died. But he has two daughters. One who I went to a wedding. I'd never met any of them before. And no one came down with me that I knew. So I got to hang out with Steve and meet him. And I remember driving around in a limo, head out the top for a little while, saying, yep, they're doing the Saturday Night Rock show right about now. Hope they're having some fun. And on the plane on the way back, I was on the jet, and the guy next to me, he said he's a pilot. He's going to work in Haines. He said, you know where that is? I said, yeah, I live there. He said, oh, tell me about it. Is it on the water? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You going to work there and you don't even know where it is? And he said, is there any young black ladies there? And I said, well, there's one. She's married. I don't know her, but, well, how about hamburgers? How much can you get a hamburger for? I said, I don't know. I've never got one, but I hear they're pretty expensive. And he said, man, you live in a cabin off-grid. No power, no water. No city water. No indoor toilet. And can't drive to your house most of the time. I gotta see this place. I said, all right, I'll have you out. So a few days later, called the airport from school, and they said, oh, he left. He went back home. Karen's wedding was at Uncle Tom's house, and they had a margarita fountain out back, and Ed and I, we guarded the beer keg. I guess it was to keep me away from the margaritas. But that's how I got to know Ed a little bit. And I guess Tom, I don't know much. Didn't get to talk to him a whole lot. From what I hear through Marie, he was involved in commercial real estate somehow, and something about a mall investment or permits. He comes to Kennewick for talking to him. And he said his retirement's tied up into Steve's oil exploration company. What's the town? The town is an oil town in Texas, outside of Austin. I can't remember the name of it now. Anyway, it'll come to me. But he went to school as a lawyer, and I don't know if he passed the bar exam or not, but he went to work for ARCO doing legal type work, but not as a lawyer. And then he started his own wildcatting company, looking for natural gas fields that the big companies wouldn't be interested in, but could provide a living for a small entrepreneur. So we traveled around the world for 2 years. We was in Russia for a while, I guess, and he was living in hotels. I mean, he bought a house, and then he was living in hotels for about 2 years. Yeah. You tell him. But I don't know what he's doing these days. Saw him at Grandma's funeral. He came to town for that. Great Aunt Celestine, I've been writing to her for as long as I can remember. And her and Uncle Bill would send me a fresh dollar bill in their letters. I remember sending her an audio tape and of my voice and letters over the years. And so that was the first time she got to meet me was at her 50th. And I don't remember Uncle Bill, but he must have been there, obviously, for his anniversary. But they weren't able to have their own kids, but she has 15 nephews and nieces. But I didn't get to talk to her a whole lot. But she was happy to see me, and nobody else was there that I knew. My father didn't make it when I was there, neither did Mike or Marie or Chris. So I was loafing it with Steve, and stayed in the hotel the first night, and then he said, "Could you crash on my couch? Because I'm footing everybody's hotel bills, and this is the second night." I said, "Oh, yeah, no problem." And I know they got a couple of grandkids, because remember when Tom came to we were at Sherry's waiting for the funeral, and he's talking to grandkids on the phone, I guess. But several at least. Yeah. Smell the cows? You smell them? They didn't come up close, but you probably smell them. Yeah. Kanga used to smell the horses when Grant Zoo would approach my place on 45th. He'd get up and start fidgeting around when it came close to the place. We lived across from a horse ranch. Longview, Texas, that's it. Because I found a fictional book that was based in Longview. Because I showed it to Steve when he came to my room, that the kid had thrown my laundry all over the room. He said, "Well, you weren't expecting company." I said, "Well, they're pretty damn good considering." It was clean laundry, but the kid had some fun in there while I was gone. He briefly met people out in the living room and went. And I gave the book to Marie, and she said, "Mike started to read it, and there was a scene about a hooker in the beginning, and he threw it in the garbage." And I said, "Oh, but it's based in Longview." And then so they dug it out of the trash, I guess. I don't know if he read it or not. But